Ready to the Pledge of Allegiance, guys?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You can say that.
Good evening.
I thought Ben was coming, so I waited.
While we're waiting for Todd, I'll we'll have the public comment. Anybody
Okay.
want to say anything before we?
I think we should wait for Todd.
Is there a motion to accept the printed minutes of the May meeting?
Somebody make a motion besides me, I wouldn't.
I guess you're gonna have to make a
No,
motion.
I'm trying to quit reading the lens.
That's a good idea.
I'll make a motion. Accept the minutes.
Is there a support to the motion? Support. Been moved and supported, discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Public comment?
I guess I have a question about public comment. So, when you adjourn and go into the annual budget hearing, that's our public hearing where we make comments on the budget?
That would come in the annual meeting.
Okay, so then this would just be for non-budget related stuff, okay?
Just on the agenda though, correct? Will we have public comment at the end of all this for any, like,
We
general
will go
discussion?
We will, once we get to the business part of the meeting, we'll adjourn this meeting, go to our annual meeting, and then come back to finish this.
Okay, perfect.
Darren, do you wanna do yours so you don't have to stay through everything? Do you wanna give you,
I can stay.
it's up to you.
No, I'm fine, thank you though.
Okay, glad to have you. So we have the June bills.
You may. Planning commission wages. If you make a correction on the top of your, the top of the sheet I give you there, it should be 440, not 240, there's 2 months involved there. And DTE for gas for this building is $1.56. There are 3 consumers bills, $29.24 at the cemetery, $247.53 here, and $33.34 for streetlights. If you remember last month, I reported the well at the cemetery had gone bad. It ended up being just a capacitor. It was $400 for labor parts, and then we had some broken water lines. Lakeview Elevators, $94 for some topsoil. Richard Septic for the porta john is $165. Foster Swift for the attorney is $1531.84. Just got another bill today for about $3,000. It's not on here. It would be in the July bills. Village water bills $43.72. Village of Lakeview $650. I believe that was on the chipper, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's half the dumpster rental. Yeah. For the spring cleanup. Clerk and treasurer rental reimbursement is $150 apiece. Ryan at the cemetery is $560. Gas Air Point for internet here is $75.24. The 2 assessors are $1203.51, and the boards per diem $3187.31. Dave Kelsey is $481.83. For zoning, FICA payment was $1283.34, and Verizon for phone is $154.95. We split a bill with the DDA in the village for some more work on the trail engineering for $773.67, and we had contracted Amble Electric to put new outlets in the office behind you for $750. We did rent the village's chipper to clean up brush at the cemetery, $88.93. We had a road commission bill of $2621.20 for work on Youngman Road. That actually came in under their bid price. Cantwell Hardware was $106.39. That included parts for the water well at the cemetery. And the broken water pipes, there was another charge for sand, topsoil, and delivery at the elevator for $210 for the cemetery. And I reimbursed Joyce for cleaning, taking care of the community center for $270.12. If you don't remember, we lost our cleaning lady back about December, January, somewhere back in there. She's never returned, been out with COVID and disappeared on us, I guess, so Joyce took over. We paid for chloride through Montgomery County Road Commission, $86.73.60. Total paid for the month, $25,784.27.
Is there a motion to accept the clerk's report and to pay the bills?
Cato, what was the number you had for the chloride? Is that end in 60 or is it 12?
So it's end in 60.
Oh, sorry, 60, yeah.
There's like 3 numbers on here that are different than one.
When I came in today, he realized that his numbers were wrong, so we had to switch some of them.
Okay.
Which sheet have you got?
So you got,
There's
He didn't
there's
give me
another
his
one.
sheet.
Here you go. Maybe that one.
Should be an updated one that was with you. Yeah,
Okay. Let's say that was,
I think that was our,
it wasn't adding up to what
I
you're
think that was our first chloride application.
Was there a motion to accept it?
I make a motion.
Is there support?
Support.
Now discussion.
I do need to add on to a bill. Our taxes have to go out before the 1st of July, so it's gotta go into the June budget.
Okay.
I don't know what the postage, it's for the postage part of our tax bills going out. But they have to have a check before they send our taxes, and our taxes go out the 1st of July, so
So there'll be another invoice.
I'm guessing
Or-
about $800.
Okay.
I'm guessing, I don't know.
Any other discussion on the bills? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report. Our beginning balance for the Cato Township, checking account was $405,073.44. We have an income of $66,992.04. Our bills was $25,784.27. Our ending balance is $446,281.21. Fire district beginning balance was $36,762.91. We have an income of $10,012.03. Our ending balance is $46,774.94. Honeymoon Heights, our beginning balance was $5,945.17. We had an income of $2,089.12, ending balance of $8,034.29. CDs beginning and ending balance stays the same, of $107,139.22. That changes at the end of June, so.
Is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Is there support?
Support.
Discussion?
All delinquent taxes have come back, so we are, 2021 has been, right now.
Honeymoon Heights, what, you haven't gotten the, bill yet from Tri-County?
No, we already paid that in
Okay.
January.
I think it's January, yeah.
We get it in January,
Okay, so this, what was that, was that 6,000 or something?
around 6,000, yeah.
So they got about a $2,000. There'll be a, well, we don't know what it'll raise, there'll probably be a raise in that, so.
No, we won't raise it again this year.
No.
Well,
Oh.
when the bill comes.
Oh, yeah.
That. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, vote. Zoning,
For the month of May, there were 3 permits issued. One was at 11501 Maple Drive. They're replacing a deck and enlarging it a little larger than what the original one was. And at 6666 Birch Shore Drive, there's a 10 by 30 three-seasons room they're adding on to their house. And then at 11782 Elm Street, they're putting a pole barn up. And that's about it.
any questions of Dave about activity? Thank you, Dave.
Oh, Larry?
Can I ask a question at this time? Am I allowed to?
Sure.
Okay, how big's that pole barn you're putting up?
I would have to, Joyce has the permit there.
I'll let you read it.
I switched seats. Okay, that was on, John Beamer. Oh my God. It's 30 by 40.
Okay.
That's the recommendation on that one.
Any other questions of Dave? And then entertain a motion to adjourn to start our annual meeting. So for those of you that have a agenda, on the backside of the regular meeting agenda is the annual meeting agenda and the meeting dates. First item on the agenda is the meeting date, which is listed below. If there's any.
Or after the meeting, I can wait in on
Right here, Todd.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Some of them different because of holidays and, elections, that are not for the first of the month. Is there a motion to accept the meeting dates?
So moved.
Support. Been moved and supported, any discussion? All those in favor? Say aye.
I have a question. Sorry.
Okay.
August 2nd, is that not an election?
Yeah, it is.
So Monday's night, we can't have a meeting in here?
Correct. You can use our
August second meeting to the Village of Lakeview.
We have one, I thought
No,
we
they didn't do that.
I thought we just went to the other next following Monday.
We typically do.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
But Darren's saying we can just go to his building and keep on the same, so we're on the same schedule, so Dave can come and,
That's, yeah, fine by me.
I'll support that.
Was August first.
That's August first?
Yeah.
I know you're saying August second, I just wanna make sure I got it right.
The election is
So you changing your motion to?
No, we're still doing it on the second. Her motion is to have it on
Going on the first.
or the first, excuse me, and then do it on.
Motion been made to move to the village office in August. Is there support to it? Been moved, supported, any further discussion?
November second is a Wednesday,
Same problem,
and,
because
Sorry.
Tuesday will be the election before that.
no, that's a Wednesday, so we gotta go to the seventh. It's the first
Yeah.
Monday.
So it's under the first one, Let's finish the motion we got on the floor for August. Any other discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Now to November. You making a motion to meet on the seventh?
Yes, cause I don't wanna meet on a Wednesday.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know if we need a motion on that, cause we always meet the first, so.
Just a correction.
Just a correction. Any other dates?
Do we know if we'll have an election in March or May next year?
No, there shouldn't be.
Okay, we can always change it later too. Okay, that's all I got, sorry.
Budget,
Tonight is our, what's called Truth in Taxation Notice Public Budget Hearing. Notice is hereby given Cato Township Board of Public Meeting, June 2022, 7 p.m. Township Office. Purpose of the meeting is to consider the proposed budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1 of 2022, going to June 30, 2023. The property tax millage rate proposed to be levied to support the proposed budget will be a subject to this hearing. Copy of the budget is available, as I think most of you know. What I thought we should start with is where we're at year to date, and in the last fiscal budget. Everybody's got a copy? Because we had a significant increase in revenue that wasn't anticipated, and it did change things dramatically. Everybody looking at profit and loss 2021 to 2022. First set of numbers is the income. It says income right at the top. Shows us of having $521,189.83 of income for the year so far to date. We projected we'd have an income of $351,388 through taxes and revenue sharing. We actually received about $64,000 more in revenue sharing than we had anticipated. And the reason being, we did a census this year. We had to turn in a census, and they discovered that we had been underpaid. So they caught us up to date. That was one part of it. Number two, there's a $92,000 deposit from the federal ARPA funds. It's not part of our budget, but it's in the general fund. Just so everybody knows where we're at there. If you go to your last page, that same segment, we used about 84% of what we had budgeted for expenditures. If you look in the middle under budget, it says we had a projection of expenses of $436,911. We actually spent $366,689. So we actually spent just shy of 84% of the total budget. Now season's not over, we still got some lingering bills, like Joyce pointed out. We got some road contracts that aren't paid for yet, they're not done yet. And some drains, there's gonna be a few things that come out of here yet. Anybody have questions on that part of it? Okay.
The only thing I had is the other ARPA money won't come till the new budget, right?
Right,
In October.
it was slated for October, I just got an email from Treasury, they say that it might come out by August, it could come out early. But I didn't put it in there because it comes in, right, it's not here, but it's gonna come in as a grant, it won't be part of the operating budget really. Yeah, it's next year's fiscal. The proposed budget going forward. I bumped up the revenue sharing a little bit. Again, the first column on the budget overview for proposed budget is $362,665. I did do a little increase to the cemetery budget, did some increase to the legal budget, that all falls, or the legal falls on the township board category. I did decrease elections were set at, I forget the number, 20, they were at 20, almost 24,000. I moved that down to 20,000 because we don't ever spend that much in a year. Chloride used to be 26,000 and I moved that down to 20,000 to reflect what we actually spend. Those are the only major changes.
Go ahead.
In the planning commission part of it, Phil asked me to do the master plan. We're getting quotes, I mean, we've been told 15 to 25 to 30,000. You wanna know if we couldn't budget for like 25,000 somewhere in there, but at least, it looks like we have some extra, but just so we know that going forward, what's in our minutes.
Yes, we'll be able to get that, some of them, right out of the township board.
Because we have the extra.
Because we have some extra there. We may also have some ARPA money available, if we don't spend it all on roads. But I don't think it doesn't go into the category of planning commission, it's a township board expense.
Okay.
But we may need to bump that up a little. I think one quote we had was 1,500.
That's just to look it over, but when we asked Leslie, she said normally 20 to 30,000, depending on how much
Okay.
we wanna do, that's where we want to quote, but that'll be the other part of the meeting.
Well, and we can,
I mean, the whole one thing really can't take effect until our master plan is. So, yeah, get it all passed, but. So that one, I mean, the master plan hasn't really been done since 15 years ago, that's why it's gonna cost so much more.
well, I guess when the time comes, we can move make line item adjustments to cover it. We have it, I mean,
It's there.
we're covered, yeah.
Is your intent to have the attorney at every meeting?
No, I'm thinking we need it for solar or not, I'm not sure, but I think the next meeting we have will be hopefully done with wind and then.
Does that cost, I know you haven't got it yet, I mean, it's $30,000 for a company to write our whole master plan.
She said, I mean, I think it sounds expensive, but she said that's, any of them you go across is gonna be 20 to 30, depending on, especially with ours being that long, since it's updated, it's gonna be in the higher end.
The last gentleman that was here that I think helped with it, his quote to me just here a couple months ago was 30,000.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't even do it, he didn't want to take any more work on. The company called McKenna that I met in Lansing, they're the ones that offered to look at it for 1,500, and then if they did the work, I think it was 15,000. But I have her 20 to 30,000 is about the
No,
norm.
yeah, that's what she said.
Can we put?
Normally I
request for-
wouldn't, but
Oh,
I
sorry.
told you, go ahead.
What? Oh, I was just saying, could we put some RFPs out, request for proposal to
Pardon me.
McKenna?
Well, from other planners,
I think the village uses Rowe,
Rowe,
maybe.
right.
And that was kind of what the planning commission
I've
wanted
tried
to
to get a
in the
quote
budget.
from them, I have been unsuccessful so far, but.
It'd just be nice if they could give you guys a formal quote, so you could, you know, analyze what the service is and what they're charging.
Turning up my hearing aids.
So nowhere in this proposed budget, there's any reflection of any ARPA funds?
No, not for spending.
Gotcha.
Can't do it because we don't have it. I mean, don't dare put it in there, but
Appreciate that.
I'm pretty
Just
sure
wanna
we're
make
gonna,
sure.
I think we're gonna get it. I have a good feeling we're gonna get it. We've already done the first audit.
The only thing is, from the county, you're asking for like 50 for the trail, we don't know that either yet,
No,
right?
that's not in there. That'll be a grant.
Yep.
So we're sending to that.
Darren is gonna talk to us about that a little while later.
Just curious.
Yep.
Did you get your question in,
Yeah.
Brian?
Yeah, yep,
Fran,
alright.
Any other discussion on the proposed budget? All those in favor say aye. Opposed?
Motion carried. I think I should
I have a
make a
question.
motion to adopt the budget.
Are we gonna have?
I also have a question. Is there no public comment open in the annual meeting?
There.
It doesn't have it there
That's
on
what
the
I was
agenda.
asking, if there was any comment.
Oh,
Pardon?
You could, go ahead, you have some.
I'm just curious as to, isn't the ARPA funds supposed to be in a separate bank account?
No,
It can be mixed in with everything else?
It's not mixed in, it's a line item in the general fund.
Okay, but there's no line item where it's gonna come out.
Well, there is, it's called ARPA spending, it's just not showing up on this condensed version here.
You mean on your condensed version of the proposed budget?
Right. In our actual budget, in the subcategories, there is ARPA spending, so if we write a check, like I did to Amble Electric for putting outlets in, that didn't come out of our regular budget, it comes out of the ARPA funds. We have to account for it separately.
Okay,
Because
so
it's
are
a
you gonna
grant.
give us a running total of the ARPA money from time to time, so we know where it's at?
Yeah,
That's yes.
yes.
can we make our comments on the budget now before you vote?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. And I just got this a little while ago, so I'm trying to understand, but there was an item, on your budget to actual, Todd, for IFT tax, and it's actually taking away from income, but I don't see that in your current budget. Was that a special
I
item?
don't remember what that even is.
Industrial facility.
It was 16,000, so, what was it? Sorry.
Industrial facility tax.
Okay, so
So they
should,
get a percentage off per year for so many years.
do we think we should have something in the current budget estimated for that? I mean, it was 16 grand last year, so, but it wasn't budgeted for,
No, it was not. I guess it hasn't been in the past, but that was, I mean, that's a decrease in income. Because they get to break on their taxes.
I just asking, should you
Yeah.
plan to not have that income, I guess?
You never get the, it's part of the tax roll.
I know, but in the current profit and loss, or current budget, have you already factored that into what you expect?
I would say no, but I would also say that I would have to ask our auditor for sure how she wants us to do that.
Okay. And then I guess on the chloride, you budgeted 26,000 last year, you came right in at about 26,000, but we lowered it to 20,000 in the proposed budget.
The first quote this year was less, right?
Yeah.
There'll be another, that's 3 quotes, there'll be another one next week. It should be within a week or so, around 4th of July.
Okay, and I guess it just seemed like
I
we
was
should,
thinking we spent 17,000 last year, but I'd have to go back and look.
okay, the line item just was, I mean, it was 26,000, 20
I see that.
80, yep.
I don't have an answer, other than, we get these bills from the, Rockland County Road Commission for drains, for chloride, for road work. I may have paid on the one subcategory differently than chloride, I don't know.
It seemed like you were right on last year's budget, so I guess I would have expected it to stay the same, this time around. And then, did you say that the attorney legal expenses need to, that has to be in the township board?
It is,
Okay. I guess it's just hard to like, you know, when you're going through this, okay, what do you spend on legal expenses? It's all kind of lumped together, is there?
it's because it's a township board expense, but in the subcategories, once we adopt this budget, then we can spell it all, break everything down. Like last year, we had legal fees of $2,600 budgeted. Our way to the, we had, $2,600 budgeted. We had spent, $4,266 there, and then we had to use contingency funds and miscellaneous, to pay the balance of it, which is roughly $10,000.
So there's another budget with subcategories on it that you guys,
Well, all the major line items have subcategories.
and that would be printable and QuickBooks? Okay, I guess that would be the one I'd be interested in, because when I see township board, I thought, oh, getting a raise this year, which, you know, maybe so, but, you're saying there's legal in there.
It's in there, yeah, and I
Okay.
increased it this year.
So just tell me one more time, how much in there is legal?
I'm going to say it's about 7,000 to 8,000 if I remember right. Again, once we adopt this, we can go through and spread all the subcategories.
Oh, I guess I thought that's what we did here.
Well, last month, if you remember, we voted on everybody's salaries and wages for the year, for the fiscal year, we didn't change anything. That's a fixed expense, it's gonna stay the same. We had a lot of expenses that are gonna stay pretty much the same, like utilities and so on. But after our discussion tonight, you know, David just brought up, we might need to do something with, money for master plan. That may change in the subcategories.
Okay, and was there any, thought given to, our chairman of the planning commission back in, I think, January? He had given some suggestions of maybe some investments in technology or, even commission salaries and stuff. He had a whole list. Was there any, it looked like the planning commission budget stayed the same, so.
It's raised a little bit just because there was more meetings. Phil did call me and ask if we would like to buy any video equipment for the community center with the ARPA funds, and I told him that we were not. I also told him we had frozen everybody's wages at our last board meeting in May for the next year. Because we have to vote 30 days before this meeting.
On wages? On wages?
Well, yeah.
On the wages,
Which
okay.
we did that at our May meeting.
Okay.
And I explained to him that we've committed the funds for this roof that's leaking for roughly $35,000, and the rest is going to roads. Of the ARPA money we have so far.
Of ARPA so
Yeah.
far, okay.